Yo, it's your boy, Nuji Boy. And I just went for a run and I feel like a god. So that's the name of today's video. Topic of the day. No. Anyway, today's topic of the day is AngryBird's video about why he's no longer competing with Akuma. And particularly, we're talking about this comment right here by Venom Snake 1984. If you're not terminally online like me, and on Twitter 24/7 seeing this crap, you might not know, but this comment got screen capped and posted and has been making the rounds. And I think since then it's been pinned by the AngryBird's channel. He's basically going about like why they're basically stating their opinion about why Akuma is good in Street Fighter 6, even though AngryBird is only talking about why he's not using him. I'm a content creator myself now, and I have my fair share of comments that may lack intellectualism. Some might say brain dead, but this is not one of them. And because this guy has no clout and he's just some dude on the internet, as opposed to, you know, the content creator FGC Pro Illuminati that AngryBird is a part of, you know, everybody's memeing on him, dunking on them. You know, this comment is long. It's at least a little bit more well thought out than like, you're wrong, Akuma is good, you know? Their comment here is thought out, even though it's crass. You know, if you're trying to make a point, you don't want to like insult the other person, right? But I wanted to hear them out, read what they're saying, and kind of go point by point. Since this channel is a platform for me to improve my speaking, we're gonna read the whole thing. Skip ahead if you don't want me to read all of it, but we'll go point by point. And on that point, this channel is just for me to kind of spitball about crap. Please subscribe to my main channel if you haven't. It's linked in the description. Okay, let's start. This video, AngryBird, this video, this first sentence is kind of hard to read. This video, AngryBird and Tokido's opinions are trash. Just because you do not understand and do not have the discipline to play a character like Akuma does not mean that he is bad. You keep bitching about how you cannot play Akuma the way you want to play him, but you offer no worthwhile perspective nor any decent level of thought as to why you are failing with Akuma. Rather than trying to adapt to a different playstyle with Akuma, as in a much more optimal playstyle, you come out here bitching like a 5-year-old who did not get what he wanted for Eid. I don't know what Eid is. I'm guessing it's some where are the birds from again? Wherever. I'm sure it's some holiday over there. Akuma is a top 5 character in this game, period. Just like any character, he can be misplayed. Just because he can be misplayed does not make him a bad character. Ken, Ryu, JP, and Blanca can all be misplayed. So these are his other top 4, I'm guessing. There are so many top level players like Daigo, Punk, and many more that are sticking by Akuma despite him being a new character. The fact that so many pro competitive players universally agree that Akuma is a top 5 character should nullify anything you and Tokido have to say about the character. Watch Justin Wong's video. Quote, pro players are saying Zangief is top 5 in Street Fighter 6 from June 24, 2024 for proof of what I am arguing for here. I love how he dated it and then like linked the video. The issue with both yourself and Tokido is that neither of you understand Akuma in Street Fighter 6. You are both foolishly and stupidly trying to play him like you're trying to play Ken, which is causing both of you to regularly come up short with him in this game. There is nothing wrong with wanting to stick with Ken because he suits both of your playstyles better than the rest of the cast in the game, but there is plenty wrong with unfairly and foolishly dragging down a top 5 character because neither of you have any idea on how to play him. Consensus among experts matter far more than an individual expert's opinion on a topic. Your and Tokido's dissent are not too dissimilar from the real life scenario, where there is always a fringe minority of scientists who will dissent on subjects like climate change and vaccinations, despite the fact that the vast majority of their peers, as in other experts, strongly disagree with their foolish and questionable beliefs and opinions. I will say this to you now. You and Tokido will be proven wrong about Akuma for EVO 2024. Your arrogance towards this character and your incompetence with him will only come back to haunt you in EVO 2024 Once the competitive scene gets a solid grasp of Akuma, who, by the way, is not even 2 months old at this point, you and Tokido will both eat your words and eat them well. By the way, all the bullshit you are peddling about Akuma, such as his normals are not super long, therefore he is trash, are completely baseless and pathetic. Your bias against this character is fully apparent when you neglect to mention the very obvious fact in Akuma's favor. He has the fastest walking speed in the game. His normals are not even short, they are longer than average, not the longest, and his toolkit is very strong and gives him a ton of options and ways to break down your opponent's defense and to defend himself against anyone in the game. The fact that his normals are better than average and he has the fastest walking speed make his normals, and by extension his neutral game, easily among the best in the game. You and Tokido conveniently never make any mention of his massive advantages compared to the rest of the cast, which I suspect is due to your sheer incompetence with and unwillingness to learn Akuma as a character in the game. Stick to your lane, Angry Bird. You are better off sticking to Ken and not embarrassing yourself online with these stupid opinions and videos. I proudly dislike this video and would do it again if I could. I love how he signed his video "Get Better" like one of my favorite fitness YouTubers, Joey Swole. He's a fitness influencer who reacts to other fitness influencers who make content at the expense of other people, and he's just like telling them to like act fucking normal, bro. It's not everything's about you kind of guy, and he always signs his videos off with "You need to do better." I love that guy. Shout out to that guy. Okay, in any case, this comment, it's pretty scathing. I think there is one problem here. They are angry. They're already mad. They're not even listening to what the video says. He's breaking commenter rule number 1. Don't write a comment before you finish the video. He's basically writing around what Angry Bird is saying. Sure, Angry Bird doesn't mention the walk speed. A lot of Akuma players will do this actually. They forget to mention his walk speed. But I mean, let's look at it this way. He just is saying that Akuma is not for him in this video. He's, this game's already high damage. He has to take one less throw than the rest of the cast to lose. Okay, so first of all, me, Venom Snake, we are not playing on the same stakes that Angry Bird and Tokido are playing. And Angry Bird and Tokido have been playing Ken for a whole year already. And Akuma, he is strong, but he is not as pick up and play as some other characters. He has so many options that even though he has so many options, it makes it hard to be like, oh, when should I air fireball? When should I dive kick? When should I do this? And it's not as straightforward as Ken, who they've been piloting for over a year at this point. And to another thing, I think Angry Bird or the FGC Birds, they don't even manage this channel, so I don't even know if they know about this comment or if they've commented on it. So it's just kind of weird that whoever manages this, I'm assuming someone manages this and they just kind of put this here because it's funny. So I feel for this guy. I definitely feel for this guy. He's angry, and he's angry at the fact that like these pro FGC YouTubers, they get to YouTube is a weird place, right? And FGC YouTube is even weirder. These guys, they don't want to make this content. I mean, I'm sure at some point they do, but the fact of the matter is they have to get clicks, and they have to like package their titles and videos in a certain way that gets clicks, even though it's kind of like a little bit exaggerated by why like the message is like exaggerated. He's like the thumbnail says not good, but I mean, yes, everybody knows Akuma's good, but Ken is just way easier. You could just do, EX Fireball, Drive Rush, Heavy Punch, EX Jab. Everybody forgets to mention that Akuma, his Drive Rush is actually really bad. I wouldn't say really bad. I'm not entirely certain if it's really bad or not, but it's not as good as Ken or, obviously DJ, Bison now. The Akuma Bison matchup is kind of a nightmare for Akuma, I think. I've played it as Bison, and I'm like, damn, this shit's kind of free. But in any case, yeah, I totally get where both of these people are coming from. And to Venom Snake, I get it, bro. You're angry. You're angry that these FGC content creators, they kind of have this never-ending problem where they need to get clicks. They need to make money off their content. So they need to kind of exaggerate stuff. And then people who don't think will just parrot like what they say, right? And this guy is probably angry that these people are saying these kind of things and not really engaging with what is in the video. And I totally get it. Because a quick story about myself, I used to talk my friend's ear off about why the Final Fantasy VII remake is like utter dog shit and why they should stop making it, and why like all remakes are trash. They need to just focus on new games, yada yada yada. I don't think she ever cared, but she listened, and that's why I make YouTube videos now. So I could just talk people's ears off. But also at the same time, when I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I wrote this kind of journal about why I didn't like the game, and it just the game made me so mad, and I considered making a super long video about it, but I also was like, why do I even want to be angry? Why am I engaging with this thing that makes me so mad all the time? And I'm not saying that this person here shouldn't write this comment. He should have made it nicer. I totally get it. He's so mad and he has no way to express himself. Maybe he should make a YouTube video, but at the same time, nobody's gonna watch it and nobody's gonna care. But at least so writing a YouTube comment is like a way to get. Writing a YouTube comment is like a very easy way to express yourself. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if this guy I don't know if he replied to anyone. Like the first comment says, "Hey, all right," as in like, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. And yeah, everybody's just kind of like clowning on him, right? And I don't think he's exactly right. I mean, I kind of agree with him. Akuma is good, but he's not exactly engaging with like the main point of the video, which is, you know, Akuma is not for Angry Bird, and he thinks he's playing him in a way that, like, why would Angry Bird play a character that needs to be played in a playstyle that doesn't suit him? That's kind of my take on this guy's comment, that Angry Bird needs to play the character in a different way, which to an extent, like, if you're a pro and you want to maximize the most, like, you should be fluid, right? But at the same time, like, we're human, you know, we gotta play in certain ways. And again, he's been playing this guy for like a year, and yeah, but don't make fun of this guy. I get where he's coming from, but yeah, be a little bit nicer about your point next time, bro. And yeah, I don't think it's Angry Bird's fault that he had to like package the video this way. This is kind of the way YouTube is. We live in a society. It sucks ass, but it's on the viewer to make an intellectual, like it's on the viewer to form their own opinion. And before we end the video, Evo is coming up this week. It's going to be really interesting who wins, right? This guy is saying that Akuma will win, and I don't know how Taquito feels about Akuma. Angry Bird says he's playing Ken, and I think Taquito is playing Ken. I haven't been following, but I do know that in Topanga there was a fuck ton of Akumas, including Kakeru and Kawano. And you know, Punk is playing them on the side. He won CEO with Akuma, even though he quote unquote mains Cammy. So it's gonna be kind of interesting. Will Angry Bird win again with Ken? That will be really interesting. This guy is, I don't know how this guy's gonna feel, but if Akuma does win, which I think, yeah, I personally, as a scrub of Street Fighter 6, I think Akuma's really annoying. Is he more annoying than Ken? I'm not sure, but since everybody has been playing Akuma, I hate Akuma more than Ken right now. So it's gonna be really interesting to see, right? It's about discourse. That's kind of what it comes down to in the YouTube game, right? I don't know where I'm going with this. Let me know what you guys think. Follow my main channel, please.